right, there we go.
What's up, dude?
Thomas Hunter, what is up, man?
That was an intense intro. I feel like you've really stepped up your whole game since the last time we talked.
Right. That is
This is cool, man.
It is an intense intro.
I love that.
So
you got me
funny,
fucking hyped.
I love that, dude.
Yeah.
Funny story about this little intro here. There's like, I don't know if you heard the bossa nova part at the beginning with the counting down.
Yep.
All that is a stock royalty-free song from iMovie that I used.
How great is that
for this video? My theme song, the HELLFNYEAH.
Yeah.
I got that on Fiverr. You know Fiverr, the website?
No, what is that?
Okay, Fiverr is like, oh shit, I need a really quick theme song, or I need a graphic. I'm gonna pay somebody to do it. That's all. It's just like a.
Is that why motherfuckers pay me so much less than they used to? Because of Fiverr?
Maybe, because I'll tell you this, dude. I got that song done with the guitars and everything from an Italian metal singer for $10.
That makes me sick. But hey, good job. Go Italy.
Now, I agree with you on the fact that you shouldn't undervalue yourself like that, right?
That's crazy. I won't even like wake up in the morning for that.
But as a consumer, I couldn't pass it up, and it
sure.
became like the best $10 I ever spent, and like it's my theme song for everything I do.
I love it.
So, and then the animation I made that, but
that's right. Oh yeah, you did that. You did that Fences video. It's so good.
Oh, thank you, man.
The stop motion thing. That's crazy.
Yes, it never came out.
Oh really?
It was too late.
Oh yeah.
But I had a lot of fun doing it, and I wasn't expecting it to come out. Honestly, it wasn't like something he asked for. It was something I just wanted to do.
Yeah,
and see if anybody reacted to it, and
it might. It might still. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think it's a sleeper. I think everything I do is a sleeper. I think when I'm almost dead, I think I'm gonna become like fucking famous.
Yeah. I agree with that, dude. I agree with that.
And I'm all right with that.
Yeah.
I would love to make money off of my art, but I'll take it when I'm almost dead, I guess. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
anyway. What's the point of any of it, honestly? It's just like seriously. Let's just have fun. Is that better?
Yeah. You sound great,
okay,
man.
Cool.
I was just before we even jumped on this, I was like, you got the pro setup. You sound you sound better than anyone has ever sounded on this show.
Yeah, that's right. I try to like keep it fresh. I try to keep it clear.
You do, man. You do.
Things nice, juicy, bold, robust.
Yep.
What are other coffee adjectives? Dark. Yeah.
Dark.
I'll do that. Yeah, dark
roast.
And also medium and light.
Yes, that's right. Best coffee I've ever had, because I see you're drinking some coffee right now, is called Valhalla Java.
It's good.
Oh my God, dude. First of all, okay, so it's Death Wish coffee.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm sure you've heard of Death Wish coffee.
No, I haven't.
Okay, Death Wish coffee is like supposedly the highest caffeine coffee ever.
Oh yeah.
You can buy it at like Whole Foods, like $20 for a little bag of it, right?
Yeah.
But they have like a sub brand, and it's made by guitarist Zakk Wylde.
Oh yeah.
And it's called Valhalla Java, and
gotcha.
The Death Wish coffee, it's good, but the Valhalla Java's got this really good flavor.
I have to check it out.
The caffeine is even more. You're like, dude,
I don't know if I need that. I'm like kind of I drink coffee all day long, and I'm actually like so embarrassingly drinking decaffeinated coffee.
Okay.
Which I just recently came to, because it was like I was like blowing my fucking adrenals out every single day.
Yeah.
And somebody was like, why don't you do decaf? I was like, that's for fucking pussies.
Yeah.
And then one day I was just out with my girlfriend. We were like on Martha's Vineyard, like kind of like in the middle of nowhere, and we were having and I was just like, we're going to sleep early. Like I can't be drinking coffee, getting jacked up at like midnight. You know what I mean? So I just drank some decaf, and I was like, why has nobody told me about this shit before? It's awesome. You can drink it, and you don't feel like you're going to claw your fucking eyes out.
There's no shame in that.
I'm getting old, man.
I think if you enjoy the taste of something and you don't really want the effect, like a O'Doul's, right? Like,
that I've never done. That's not something
that
that's not something that I really have gotten down with. I know a lot of sober folks that do enjoy non-alcoholic beer, but I've actually never had one in sobriety. I think I've drank a couple accidentally, like, you know, the like the Beck's that looks kind of like the Beck's that's not alcoholic. I think back in my old days, like I accidentally drank one of those thinking it wasn't non-alcoholic,
Right.
but I never purposely drank a non-alcoholic beverage.
Right. Yeah. No, I mean, I don't think I've had one. Maybe when I was like a kid to be cool.
Yeah.
Like, look at me.
Yeah,
I'm
right.
13. I'm 12.
Drinking
beer,
O'Doul's, yeah.
But I don't think so, because I got into drinking and alcohol and drugs pretty early on. So,
Yep.
yeah. I mean, I'm past all that stuff now, but yeah, there's no shame in drinking a decaffeinated coffee, you know?
No, I'm not. I don't know why I posed it that way. I think I felt like I needed to make excuses for myself, but really it's just like somebody did it. Some fucking asshole in history came along and was like, let's go spend a bunch of time taking out the best part of this thing that God gave us.
Right.
Let's ruin it.
Right.
And, you know, I mean, we're kind of like a ruined species. So like, let's do ruined ass shit, you know?
That's right. Just keep it going. Just keep it going.
Keep it going. Yeah.
You know, like cancer-free cigarettes would be great. Can they work on that?
Wouldn't that be great? I know you think about that all the time when I would like wake up when I was still like shooting heroin, like I would wake up like so dope sick and just be like, and I would have been having crazy dreams that like the government had come out with no side effect heroin. I'd be like, God, thank you.
Yes.
Thanks, Obama. Thank you.
No side effect, no death, no.
No overdose.
No. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been a long time for you, right? How long?
Yeah. Well, I'm coming up on 8 years, September 2nd.
Wow. Congratulations, dude.
Like completely off of everything. It's crazy. It's so crazy when you get sober and then you get old. That's the wild shit. Because it's like I was still in my 20s when I got sober.
Right.
And now I'm like barely in my 30s, you know?
Right. Yeah.
So I mean, like barely still in my 30s is what I mean. Not like barely into them. Like, you know, it's like it's kind of crazy because you'd think that time goes slow when you're aware of every single second of it, but it's kind of the opposite.
Yeah.
It's kind of like it's gone really fast, you know.
It's gone insanely fast. And ever since like COVID started, I feel like it's gone even faster. And maybe that's just because I'm getting older, and when you get older, time goes faster. People say whatever.
Yeah.
But there's something about the last 3 years or so that has just kind of been this crazy fucking time warp.
I know.
To the point where I can't recall like what year things happened in.
I'm the same. I can't. I mean, I've always been a little bit like that. Like that's one thing that one of the few, maybe one of the many things that I have very loose grasp on is time. Like I can't even say the months in order. Somehow that's never sunk into me. But like I can't grasp the idea of if I have something coming up, like a project that I have to work on, and it's you know, it starts in a month. Like I have no idea how to internally gauge like actually how much time it's going to be between now and then. Like between now and then, it doesn't. It's always like I wake up that morning, I'm like, fuck, it's today.
Right.
You know, it's like always like time is just always so weird for me. I don't know.
Yes.
Maybe some past life trauma or something. I don't know.
Yeah. And it is. It's a weird, time is such a weird concept as it is. Like, I think that, you know, days do feel slow. But time goes so fucking, just a year goes so fast. Like, it's mind blowing. And it's such a construct of the mind too, because like last week I was just on vacation from like everything, like everything I do. And I was like, you know what I'm going to do? First of all, I'm going to do nothing.
Yeah.
Because if I fill up my week with shit, it's going to fly.
Yeah.
Time flies when you're having fun. I'm going to do absolutely fucking nothing. I'm going to sit by the pool. I'm going to smoke cigarettes, and that's it. That's all I'm going to do.
That sounds so fun.
I'm going to wake up late. No, I'm going to go to sleep really late and wake up really early. So the days are super long.
Yeah.
And none of it worked, dude. It
really?
just fucking flew
just
by.
Flew by.
I tried.
That's the thing is like time is going to take its time, like however the fuck it wants to take it. Like
it's so
because sometimes I'm like, there's no way that this hour was the same length as that hour. Like you couldn't fucking convince me of that, you know?
Right.
So there's some weird shit going on for sure.
Yeah. Now you used to smoke, right?
Yeah, I loved it. And I do love it. And I think it's so cool. And anytime I see, especially when I see this is, by the way, I don't know if I can be held accountable for this, but anytime I see like cool young kids on the street, especially like when it's summertime, everybody's like dressed cool. Like when I see like a young like kid like skateboarding or something, smoking a cigarette, I just have to stop him and be like, dude, you're so cool.
Yeah.
Like you're so fucking cool. That looks so cool. You know what I mean? Everybody smokes those dumbass fucking
the vape pens.
Yeah, now, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
dude, that is so lame.
They're actually called douche flutes.
Oh, really?
Yeah. They've become that because they're so.
I mean,
they're
that's
just so lame.
It's so.
If you're gonna do it.
Yeah, like analog all the way.
I mean,
you know what I mean? That's my whole thing.
They thought that it was going to replace cigarettes, right? But it turns out that it's more dangerous, supposedly, than an actual cigarette.
I mean, anybody could have seen that coming, or they're like, yeah, wait 5 years and see what the fuck happens. You know,
right,
what I mean?
Right. I mean, all those
people get like it's like popcorn brain or some shit that everybody's getting.
Yes, popcorn lung.
Lung. I couldn't remember what part of the body it popcorned, but
yeah. So supposedly there's like metal fragments in the whatever liquid you're smoking, and it goes into your lung and causes like a popcorn effect. Like
we don't need that, dude.
Nah, we're good.
I got enough fucking
good with
problems,
good with the good old lung cancer, and
I got enough problems, dude. I don't need any of that kind of stuff.
No.
Yeah.
But yeah, smoking's great, but it's not. Great. It's horrible. It's absolutely horrible.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing is when COVID hit, I was like right before then I was training boxing at this gym a lot, and then when COVID hit, that gym shut down, and I was like, well, I can't do like yoga, I can't train boxing right now. I could go there was a guy from the gym that was training in this park on the west side, so I would go like do outdoor training thing like boxing with him sometimes, but I couldn't go do that every day, like the way I could go like catch a class at a boxing gym every day or whatever. So I started running distance, and it started out as like, I've never been a runner, I've always hated running, and I started running like 1.5 miles and being like, whoa, that's crazy, I've never done that. And then it was like all of a sudden, cut to like 6, 7 a year later, months, a year later, I'm running like 10 miles a day and like super into like kind of longer distance. And then I did a couple like half marathons, like with some of my friends. And so now I just can't, no matter how cool I think smoking is, like I just couldn't rationalize it.
No,
it would fuck. And that's like my whole, like I've broken my foot a few times over the last few years and had to be off the road running for, however long that takes, like a couple months to have your foot heal. And I just am coming off a broken big toe. I was having an emotional breakdown out in Malibu at the beach, and I sprinted into the water, like David Hasselhoff style, and like right under the surf there was a fucking giant rock, and I kicked it like full speed, and it like fucked my big toe up. So I'm finally back on, and so I just got a really nice picture of like what happens when I can't run and I go absolutely fucking insane.
Right.
Like I just, because I am a psychopath, you know what I mean? Like I'm a hard person. Like this is a hard place to be, and when I'm in here, it's also a hard place for like, this is a hard place for people to be. So I have to fucking run.
Yeah.
And I'm finally back at it. So I'm like, you're catching me at a time where I'm like, just like getting a little less insane, which is nice.
Well, would you say that like running is, I mean, it's obviously a good addiction, but is that a new addiction for you? Is that 100%. Something that
100% it is. I mean, it's like, it's the closest thing. There's only a couple things I've ever done that have been, I mean, I guess it's like, it's kind of whacked. I mean, it's been almost a fucking decade that I've been sober, but it's like, I guess like a huge part of my life is defined by being a drug addict and like having ridden that train to the fucking end of the tracks. It's like my last year I had 10 overdoses. Like I was always in the fucking hospital. Like, wow. It's like a miracle that I made it out. You know what I mean? Right. And it's like, I'm not going to turn this into like a fucking AA meeting, but like, it was gnarly. So even now, like my daily is kind of like a lot of times I think about things and like, I still kind of put my junkie behavior on stuff, and running and like hot yoga are the only things that I've ever gotten that like thing where like afterwards I feel like more open to connection with other people. Like it's kind of, it almost feels like, like, when you first start going to Coke parties and like it's before they get really, really exhausting and annoying, and you just feel like you're just making really good friends all the time.
Yes.
Like that's like the changing room of a Bikram yoga class after the class is like the closest thing to that I've ever gotten. And runner's high is very similar as well.
Wow.
So especially like at longer distance for some reason.
Yeah. That's incredible.
Yeah.
That really is.
I'm working with what I got. I got barely anything left. I'm drinking decaf coffee over here. You know what I mean?
Dude, I think it's great, man. I really do. It's inspiring too, because I used to do copious amounts of cocaine.
Yeah.
But I don't touch it anymore.
I can smell it on you. Once a cokehead.
Yeah. Every now and then I'll have a drink or something. Like I don't, I'll smoke some weed, but I can never go back to that kind of stuff, but also at the same time, having that kind of attitude, like, I can have a beer, I can smoke some weed. It keeps me from doing something like that. I feel like, because it's a crutch that I can still lean on.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I'm going to be running 10 miles, but I think I think I could start somewhere, I think that's good for people who are trying to recover or trying to look for something different. And it really kind of blows my mind that, like, did you smoke when you were sober at all? Or only?
Sure. Yeah, I actually started smoking even more, like especially when I was first like in treatment centers and stuff like that. It was just like I just smoked like 3 to 4 packs of Newports a day. Like I just was like, that's all we did in rehab was just smoke. You know what I mean? Like that's So
my question is, how did you get off of that? Because that is like the biggest crutch of all time. I think
the craziest shit. It's like so dumb, but it's like I read that fucking weird book from the late 80s or whatever. It's called The Easy Way to Quit Smoking or something like that. And the whole time I was so skeptical, because it's just, the writing is so god awful. It's like I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna quit smoking or if I'm gonna fucking kill myself from having to read this bullshit. But like, it was a crazy thing where I just like got to the end of the book and I just stopped. And yeah, it was still hard. It wasn't like it wasn't just easy. Like I definitely had some days that were like, it's that weird circular thinking where you're like, I want to have a cigarette, and you're like, oh, I guess I'm not smoking cigarettes right now. What else could I do to scratch that itch? And you're like, I guess I could like eat a piece of hard candy. I don't know, the shit that people tell you, you know what I mean? Because I didn't want to do any nicotine replacements. I just wanted to get off, because I had tried that before. And then it's like, I don't know, chew on a toothpick. And then I do that. And I'm like, but it's not really doing the thing. Like, what else could I do to feel better? I'm like, I guess smoking a cigarette. And I'm like, I'm not really doing that. And then you drive yourself crazy because it's like around like that. And, that happens with any sort of circular, obsessive, compulsive thinking,
Yeah. I think that's my thing with smoking is that I like to eat. So I did quit for a year, and I replaced every cigarette that I smoked, I don't know, every half an hour. With a fucking cookie, you know what I mean? Or something like, and I gained a lot of weight, and I was like, I gotta go back to smoking.
Yeah, exactly.
There's other obviously avenues I could have taken, like I can work out and stuff, but I don't know. I've always struggled with it. I've always had an issue with it.
It's a hard one, man. It's the hard. I mean, I don't know if it's the hardest. Like I've never.
Is it harder than heroin?
I mean, in some ways, in the long term, yeah, I guess maybe. I mean, there's nothing worse than a bad heroin like withdrawal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I've never, and also just the lifestyle surrounding it. I've never gotten like jacked off at gunpoint or like pistol whipped for a pack of fucking Marlboros, So
right.
So,
I remember you telling me that story. On the last one.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's a crazy one, man.
Yeah.
That's an absolute crazy one.
Yeah.
But I'm glad we're past all that.
We're past it for now. For now, we'll see. It's always out there. It's always fucking out there for me if I ever want to go back.
Well, I would like to see you. I'd like to see you here.
Yeah.
Let's get into this vinyl, because
let's do
it. I don't know when I ordered this. I think it was
so long ago.
I think it was like 2019.
Yeah.
No, it was last year sometime.
Yeah.
And you know, I was like, all right, yeah, man, I'm gonna get this in a few months. It took a long time.
Yeah, a long time.
But now if you order it, you're gonna get it like this, right? Because
exactly.
they're all produced.
Yeah, they're all there.
This was a COVID issue, getting the records pressed and all this stuff.
Yeah, it was a crazy thing where it was like there was a COVID issue, and then like they finally went to go print after the backup, and then they're I don't really actually know how vinyl production works, so I'm not going to pretend to, but some sort of like cast or something they had cracked like in their production, so they had to order a new one of those, and that thing got held up by COVID. So when that came, they were even more backed up. So then they had to like have a chain of production thing that they had to finish before this one got done again, and then it happened, and then it finally happened. So it's just like everybody was like, "Yo, did you rip me off?" And I'm like, "I don't think so." You know.
No, and listen, it was what I was gonna say was it was worth the wait, man. It is fucking beautiful. It's right here. So this is your second album, Babes.
Yep.
We're gonna talk about the cover in a second because it's a brand new cover. This wasn't the original cover.
Right. Yeah, we did a new one.
Yes. Now you haven't seen this. You haven't seen this yourself in person, right?
I've never touched one.
You never touched.
So Zachariah, the beautiful man who made this vinyl happen. If you see this, like, I bought 4 of them. So can you please send those to me?
Yeah,
I'd love to see. I'd love to see one.
Yes. Zachariah, actually, vinyl production by Zachariah motherfucking Bose, right?
Yeah,
so
he's that guy's been in my life for so long through all of my old bands, Wild Orchid Children, KK and His Velvet Underground.
Wow.
He's just like a fucking music fan, man.
Yeah.
He would do that thing where he would just like, he has his bands that are his favorite. He loved our old bands that, me and Kyle O'Quinn from Portugal the Man and Kirk and all those guys that we used to make music together back in Seattle. They would just like he would follow us around, or he loves Ween, so he'll go across the fucking country following Ween. He makes Ween pins and he like sells them, and like he's a rad dude. Like,
Ween is like my favorite band of all time.
I like them too, but I'm such a surface level fan. Like I love that. What's the kind of slow song that's like really palatable?
The one on the mollusk.
I think it's like really pretty.
It's gonna be all right.
No,
maybe. I mean, there's so many songs.
I don't know, and it's like a girl's name or something like that. I don't know.
Molly and Sarah.
Maybe somebody like that.
Oh,
but
wait, I know exactly. Fuck, I can't think of the name. I know the song though. Fuck it, I don't know. I'll have to come back to that one.
Yeah, we'll have to come back. We'll have to come back and make that happen, because I would like to.
Gabrielle.
It's not that.
Fuck.
It's not that. Anyways, whatever. I'm not going to go into. I don't know much about Wayne, but anyways, this dude is just like he's just one of those guys. Like, he's like you, kind of. Like, you know what I mean? It's like there's not many of you guys out there. Like, I don't even know if I'm that. Like I love making music. I love creating things, but I'm not a fucking like, I wish I was a person who bought tickets to shows and was excited to go to them and I don't know. I just like,
no, that's interesting.
In my own head,
That's
but
interesting.
Thank God though. Thank God for people who are just like real fucking fans and they like what they like. And this dude's always loved this record, and he's always been like, when are you pressing vinyl? And I'm like, I don't know really how to do that,
Yeah.
It's just one of those things. It's just like, I guess I've never taken my own stuff like too seriously, maybe out of fear of it, maybe out of just like lack of time, because I'm always kind of like tied up in like being somebody else's like producer, sideman, helper or whatever. I always facilitate other people's stuff. Like throughout my career, I've always had like a band I've been in or like a partner or something like that. But yeah, it's cool when it kind of just happens.
Yeah, no, I understand that. But like, I always think, I'm like, does he know how good this fucking is?
Honestly,
like,
I barely remember making it. It happened right before I got sober, and it was like, me and all my friends up in Seattle, some of the best players. And that's the thing of if I do another like White China Gold record, I'll definitely have to go back up to Seattle or get them all down here to LA, and do it with them, because they are the band. You know what I mean? Like those guys are the reason why it sounds like that too. You know, the first one I played like mostly everything on it. Mm-hmm. And besides the drums, it's the same drummer from this band who's like one of my favorite drummers of all time, Aaron Benson. And but this one we did live in an old theater in Seattle at Columbia City Theater with this guy Steve Fisk, who's like a legendary record producer from Seattle. He did like all the early Sub Pop stuff and like and some of my favorite things. And we kind of just like I met him through some other people, and he came through really a lot. And we did it live in this theater, and I was in a full fucking like a dissociation. I was in like a psychosis basically. Wow. And like there was one point, Jacob Hoffman, who played bass on a lot of it. He actually has a lot of like VHS videotape of me trying to like take apart guitar pedals and build new ones of the sound that like I needed to get, but like I don't do that. Like I don't even know how to solder. You know what I mean? Like I haven't I had no business. Like I can barely even like put a new battery in a pedal. So like, what are you doing? Like,
so you were on like a different plateau.
I was on one. Like there's a funny little what do you call it? Easter egg? Like there's a funny little like Easter egg thing in the song White Goddess, where it's like towards the end, it's a long song, and it's like towards the end where I start playing a guitar solo. And there's this part where you kind of hear like a little bit of a crash, and the guitar cuts out for a second. And it's actually because I was like playing the song live we set up underneath the mezzanine. So we're like, there's mics everywhere, like all over up on the stage and stuff. And we're just underneath the mezzanine set up in a circle, like the rhythm section. And I am playing this like wacky kind of guitar solo. And I went completely unconscious and just like hit the ground. And then I think it was Jacob or somebody, whoever it was, walked over to me and was like kicking me. And I basically like came to and like woke up and then just like kept soloing. And that's the track you hear on the record. It's like I was unconscious for some of it. So like I had no idea what was going on, you know, and I didn't even release it until like a little while after I got after I moved down here and got cleaned up. So
yeah. That's incredible, man. And you know what? I mean, do you listen to it at all? Like,
not really. I mean, no, maybe I have. It's been a little while, you know. That's the other thing. It's like the vinyl's new, but the record's been out for a while. So it's like, yes, I'm not a person who doesn't listen to my own stuff. Like I made it because it didn't exist, and I wanted something like that to be in the world. So I made it, and I've listened to my stuff. Like especially, it's usually like right after I make it, I get really excited about it, and I listen to it a ton, and that's like a part of my enjoying process of creation, is like playing it until I get sick of it, you know, and then I'm like done, and then I'm like done with it. But that's also the reason why I have like Dropbox folders fucking full of hundreds and hundreds of songs that nobody will ever hear, you know, until maybe I die. So if somebody ever cares enough, you know. So
yeah, I mean, I'd love to hear them, obviously.
Yeah.
And there's a couple on YouTube that aren't on the albums. Like one of my favorite is Rivers of Blood, and I know that's not on any of them. That one's a great song. Yeah,
maybe I might put that on the next one. I do really like that song. It's a cool one.
It is really cool.
Yeah. I went through a little period where I was making like little demos, and I got kind of tired of with the thing I was just talking about, like writing songs and being like, well, maybe they'll end up on the record, and then you write more songs and you forget about them. I'm like, what if I just like wake up in the morning, write a song, record the demo in my apartment, mix it, master it. I don't even know what the fuck that means, but like, make it louder, and then make a YouTube video with like this weird. I have this weird little kids music video app called Video Star, and I like make a video.
Yeah. I know what it is.
Whenever the fuck is around, and then put it on YouTube and release it that day. And it's like, you know, like maybe a couple hundred people hear it, nobody fucking cares, but it's like it felt so good for me. It was like, it like got stuff moving, you know, got the blood moving through, and I was just like, cool, I like that. Like I think I can make a record now. You know what I mean? Because sometimes it's like I fall into that trap where I do the same thing with poetry or whatever you want to call it, where like I get so much stuff. I write so many pieces that like I feel like I can't, like I almost like don't want to release them because I don't know what ones to release. Like there's just too much, you know. I just
Right.
like I just have like I wish I could show you in the studio. I was gonna set up in the studio today, but I have a studio out here, but there's no I have really bad internet out there, which is kind of amazing. I'm like off the grid, but I just have like stacks of like, you know, typewriter pages just like everywhere, you know, and it's just like I don't even know. It's so overwhelming. But
yeah, man, you know, you're supposed to have a book coming out too, right? You do a lot of...
there's a story to that. I mean, it I don't know what's gonna happen with it. I have them in boxes.
Okay. Oh shit.
They're here, but I am not sure if that's going to be the first one that people are going to see, or if it's ever going to be in that realm. I don't know yet. I don't know yet. I'm having like some second thoughts about maybe how I want to make my foray into like, you know, published my actual writing like that.
Right.
Maybe that might not be the way I want to do it. Also, a lot of it is like, you know, I wrote it for me, and and these nobody's ever heard, like all that poetry time stuff. That's like, that would be like the second book after this. You know, it just takes so long to do anything. But
yeah,
I'm kind of on a whole new tip now, and I actually, it's funny that we're talking right now because I know we're like, you're in the middle of talking about something, but like I'm in such a crazy transition point in my life right now. I'm just like coming up on 40 in a few years. I have no idea what I want to do with my life. You know what I mean? It's like crazy, but it's like I can do anything I want, you know, like I love creating, I love writing, I love making music. I don't keep like social media or anything like that on my phone anymore. Like I don't like, I'm at a weird point where I'm just like, I fucking hate it.
Yeah.
I fucking hate the internet. Like I hate, and I part of it is maybe like being in LA for a little bit. Like I'm just like, I don't like what I see all the time. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm starting to get that kind of like old man thing that like I know people get, especially like I'm from Alaska, so I like grew up being obsessed with Dick Proenneke and like, you know, who's, I don't know if you know about him, but he's a guy who like basically moved out into the middle of nowhere in Alaska and like just had this cabin and he just lived there alone, you know?
Yeah.
I have those kinds of like kind of like Emerson type of urges sometimes where I'm like, I just want to drop out of society and be nowhere. You know, I don't want anybody to know where I'm at. And it's like, that's dangerous. Like it's like isolation could be dangerous for a person like me. You know what I mean? So I have to keep my finger on the pulse of like keeping one foot in the 3D world and one foot in like the 5-dimensional world, which is like, sometimes I think what makes me want to float away elsewhere is like, you know, this like, since especially, you know, before, but you know, all my brushes with like psychedelic drugs and stuff, but like since I've gotten sober, which has been even more psychedelic, like the kind of like spiritual journey that I've been on, for as fucking gay as that sounds, I'm sure you're not supposed to say gay, but I don't know, whatever.
It still matter.
in the 90s way. I don't know. I don't care. Fuck. Let's cancel me. I don't give a fuck. Like, nobody gives a fuck about me. What are you gonna do? So, but like, but you know what I mean. I just have to like, I have no idea what I'm gonna do, and I recently like without trying to like find a partner, without trying to like be in a relationship at all. I was like so happy being single. I met somebody and just like fell in love, and like everything changed. Everything changed for me. It was like, whoa, I want to have children now. Like I've never wanted that before in my life. I was like, I want, you know, and I just started thinking like, wait, like if this can be that different, if like my idea of like what my home life and like my like having a, you know, a partner in crime, I never thought it would look like this. You know, I thought I had that figured out, And I always thought this idea of just like dying alone in Key West, you know, that was like kind of what I always thought.
Right.
And which I guess there's always still a chance for that too. But like you know, I'm like, if that can be so different from what I thought, then like maybe everything else can be too, you know?
Yeah.
And so I'm just really trying to like clear out any of the kind of like ghosts, skeletons, anything on my side of the street, and just be like, let me just, because that's why I'm here. I'm here to be in love. I'm here to love, you know?
Right.
And again, you know, for as like LA woo-woo bullshit as that sounds, like that's not how I see it. You know, it's very intense, you know? And I'm just like, and falling in love is fucking traumatic.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, it is trauma, and it's
yeah.
beautiful, and it's so beautiful. And like, and it changes everything, you know,
Yeah.
it changes your whole foothold on life. It changes your whole like perspective. It kind of switches the entire world like a couple degrees, and you see it differently, you know? And I think you kind of like go through portals and go into different dimensions when you're feeling so strongly for like long periods of, you know, long stretches of time. So yeah, to answer your question, which I don't even know if there was a question, but I have no fucking clue what's going on in my life. And I'm trying to figure that out right now. And it's so fun.
I think that's beautiful, honestly, man. And you know what? I relate to it in certain ways. Like there must be something about 40, because I'm 41, and my whole life, I've kind of just floated through. I don't have a career. I don't have. Right. I just do a bunch of odds and ends bullshit to make ends meet.
Yeah.
And I enjoy doing this, and I enjoy making art and whatever, you know, making video, whatever I want to do.
Yeah.
You know, am I financially stable like that? No, but I don't care. You know, there are. I've been married 13 years, and you know, I fell in love, and it totally changed my life. It made me go in a completely different direction, even back then. And I'm still changing. I'm always changing. I don't know what I'm going to be doing 5 years from now. I have no fucking idea. And to be honest with you, I kind of like it. There's something about it. It's like, I feel like if you like lock yourself into a position where for the next 30 years, I got to do A, B, and C, then you know what the next 30 years of your life's going to be, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I just live day by day, and whatever happens. I mean, of course I'm responsible. I have a fucking roof over my head.
Yeah, and you have like, and you know, I'm sure you have like goals, and you have some plans that are like, you know, but it's like, but if you wear that like a loose fitting garment, you know what I mean? Like it doesn't have to be so like, but also I think it's so much of it is about like the energy that you wrap things in. It's like, if like the electrons that I'm putting out surrounding like sex or finances or romance or like I guess, you know, a job and finances are different things. So like, well, like, you know, whatever you do for work, whatever you're filling your days with, however your, you know, your family, like if you just have the same cloak of energy around those things all the time, there's no way to create new relationships with those things. You're just going to have like you said, it's like whether or not you decide what you're going to do for the next 30 years, if you don't shed that energy, like that's what you're doing for the next 30 years. You're still going to be stressed every time the word money pops into your head. Exactly. You know, and it's like, I think I'm going through a point where I'm just like, let me have a new experience, because I am having new experiences, and they really shook me and they really shocked me. And, you know, there's that whole thing where it's just like, I've been seeing this, I've been going to speak with this woman named Reverend Emma, and she's like one of the most amazing people I've ever met. I actually had Chris go see her too, and she like blew his mind wide open. And she says a couple really beautiful, and she kind of like, just to clarify, she kind of does like, she's a reverend at a church that's kind of over like in Montrose area over here, and you just go sit in this church with her and you just talk, and she's just like, she's pure light, you know, and she's just beautiful. Like you see her and you're just like, oh my God, like she has like white hair, and she's just like, whoo, like just this halo, you know. And then and then you get on a massage table and she does this kind of like body work stuff, and like there's always a lot of crying and a lot of, you know, simplifying and things like that. And she have always had this obsession with like planning and order and like, which is strange for somebody who's like a weird junkie, like deadbeat musician, like whatever. But I'm very like plan oriented. You know what I mean? And it's overwhelming for me sometimes, but it's like, I do this, then this can happen, and then this can happen, this can happen, and then never happens that way.
Right.
And she stopped me one time and she was like, Thomas, like so many people think that order in the universe or like order in God's world means like order this in order. She's like, that's not what it means. It means put in your order. She's like, you can have whatever you want. There's no shame in like asking for too much. Like, you know, in your love life, like there's no, like so many people, and I've done it for a lot of my life where it's like, you can't expect too much from one person. Like, yeah, like maybe we, maybe they're agreeable, but maybe we can't really talk, or maybe we don't really have fun together, but the sex is good, or maybe, you know what I mean? Like, but it's like talking to Reverend Emma, she's like, why should you have to like only get one of those things? Like, why aren't you allowed to ask for like financial stability, you know, love with somebody who's your best friend, who you can talk to and have fun with and have amazing sex with, and like have like success and, you know, accolades for your career, whatever it is you decide. Like, why can't you do what you love and have it not be like, a means to, and have it not be the thing where it's like your job is just like a means to do what you want to do? Why can't they be the same thing? You know, like, Can it be all one big stroke, you know?
Yeah.
And it just really got me thinking. I was like, yeah, like, because I think it was like an Einstein thing where he was like, the biggest question that you can ask yourself, I'm going to butcher this quote, but it's basically, this is like kind of the broad stroke of what Einstein said, which is so beautiful, where he was just basically like, the biggest question that any person can ask themselves is, do you think that the universe is kind? And like, I do. And I always have. And that's the thing I talk to Reverend Emma about all the time, is like, I see so many people, you know, I was joking earlier about the world being fucked. Like, I don't actually believe that. Right. I don't actually think that. Like, so many people are like, look, if you're not pissed off, then you're not paying attention. I'm like, no, I don't want to live that way. Yep. Like maybe I don't know. Like, that's like, when I think about the next 20 years, I'm excited. I love it. I don't think that we're in some like weird post-apocalyptic fucking shitville. Like, I don't see the world that way, you know? And I agree
100%.
You know?
I agree 100%. I think that, you know, the way information is given to us nowadays, not only is it negative mostly, but it's always
clicks, baby.
It's always biased. It's always it's always one side fighting another, and it's always, you can talk about anything, politics, religion, whatever you want to talk about. There's always going to be a fucking clash, and we're fed the ugly, nasty part of it all the time, 24/7. And people who really like read the newspaper and watch the news and are on social media all the time, they have this shit pumped into their fucking head all day long, every day, and that's all they know. But there is an amazing world out there. There really is, man. You can just driving in America, driving across the country, just going to like a different state. It's like beautiful. It's like trees everywhere, and there's no big shopping malls, all farms. It's like,
I know
I'm getting off track here, but like my point is that there's beauty everywhere. You just got to find it and stay away from all the fucking ugly nonsense. You know what I mean?
Do what makes you feel good. It's like, I mean, that's the other thing, is like, you know, the life that I'm building with my girlfriend now is like, so like, we talk about it a lot. You know, it's very manicured to be a safe place for us to create and to feel good. Like, you know, we live in it's like, I wish I could take you out there, but there's just like flat, like, we got like rose gardens, and just like we have like, it's a pretty big property, and it's just like this, it's just nature. Like, I just have my feet in the dirt every day. You know, I mean, we're still pretty close to LA, but it's like kind of out, you know?
Right.
And you know, I think you just like have to build the life that you want to build. And like, I am maybe I'm like naturally optimistic, which I guess is probably strange for a junkie too, but like, I really just think that these next I think the rest of my life is going to be beautiful. I really do feel like God wants me to be happy and wants me to have everything that I want, you know? And I think that, and I don't think that, and I think we fall into such a trap of being like this like weird humility trap where we're just like, because even I get a little prickle when I said what I just said, where I'm like, oh yeah, but like, you know, for the good of everybody. It's like, no, like this is my life. This is my spiritual experience.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
yes,
I can have it be how I want it to be, you know, and the way I want it to be and the way I feel like it is, like the natural state of being is that yes, Albert Einstein, the universe is kind. The universe is kind. And like, we're like, you look around, it's like you and I like connecting right now. It's like, it's beautiful. We are beautiful people. The people that I meet are beautiful. Like, it's like, there doesn't need to be like evil. There's no hell in that unless you want there to be hell in that. Like, that's your fucking choice. You know, not that like circumstantially, yes, we go through hell. Yeah. Yes, we do. Like, I know my girlfriend has struggled with like chronic illness, and like it's like bedridden for like half a decade, like that kind of stuff. And it's just like, and it's like, that's fucking hell.
Yeah.
But it's like this isn't hell.
Right.
You know what I mean? Hell is, you know, and it's just like,
we do the same thing too. Like, I wouldn't say we're hermits or anything, but we like to just stay home. Yeah. Like, we're in our little bubble. Like, we made our backyard. I live on Long Island. It's overpriced. It's overpopulated. Yeah. And people around here are fucking nuts. But I don't experience any of it because I don't get involved in it.
Yeah.
I stay by my pool in my backyard. And, we planted all our flowers and this and that. We have privacy, and it's like our own little space, and nobody can disturb that. And nobody can bother that. I mean, I could, but I don't. I choose not to. You know, it's like our safe space. We love being here, and it's a small house. Like, we don't even really have enough room, honestly. Yeah. But I don't care. I'm grateful that I have a roof over my head, and that I can pretty much do whatever the fuck I want.
Yeah. And you set it up that way, you know, because
exactly.
Like, you don't need to be, you know, like we're not indebted to, we don't owe anybody. We don't owe, the social media gods our fucking hours of scrolling. Like, we don't, none of that is real. None of that is real. You know what I mean?
I try to promote this stuff, but I don't know what I'm doing. I just enjoy doing this. I don't care.
That's maybe another reason why I say that, is because I have no idea how to do it. You know what I mean? I mean, but that's the other thing. Like, if you like it, then I'm saying, I'm not saying it's bullshit. I'm saying like if you don't like it, then you don't owe it anything.
Right. No, that could be someone's complete happiness. Right.
Then go for it. Right. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, that's the thing. I was reading this thing that was about, what was it called? It was basically something about like preferences, and how like human beings as an entire group, like, we need to have different preferences, because it's like in order for the human race to continue, like, some people need to, like, some men need to be attracted to women with big tits, and some need to be attracted to some with small tits. Right. And we need that. We need different preferences in order for, just like some people need to really like to eat apples, and some people really like to need carrots, because like you can't have everybody only want carrots all the time, because the apples will die and there won't be enough carrots and everybody will fucking die. So it's like, you know what I mean? It's just like, do your thing. You want to be fucking Instagram famous? Like, I think that's lame, but like, do your shit. I respect that, you know?
Absolutely, man. Yeah, no, I agree. That's one thing I struggle with. Like I said, I think this show would be bigger, but I don't even know if I want it to be. Like, I like this. You know what I mean? Yeah. If it gets found one day or stumbled upon, that makes me happy. You know?
Yeah, it doesn't feel like that's. I mean, that's why it's fun to do, because it doesn't seem like that's the driving force of it. Like, I mean, obviously you wouldn't be talking to me if you were trying to just like pull in listeners, because it's like, that's not what I'm going to do. You know what I mean? Like, that's not my truth. So
I like the idea of bringing interesting people on and just talking like this.
Yeah.
Like we're at a restaurant. Like,
yeah.
I'm not trying to be like bells and whistles, like, you know, have a radio personality. Like, that's not me.
Yeah.
I just want to
It's
hang out
hard
and
to
talk.
connect. It's hard to connect with that on a vulnerable level when somebody's doing like Wolf in the Morning voice, you know?
Yeah. I can't stand that kind of stuff. And listen, once again, if that's your thing, that's great. But I'm just trying to do something a little different. And honestly, I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. I just started doing this. I just was like getting in touch with people I found interesting, or made some cool music or some cool art, and just talking to them and recording it. And here it is. I have no fucking idea. So I hope you guys enjoy it. But like I said, I don't know how to promote it or get it out there, or like, because I don't care about the social media aspect of it. And unfortunately, that's what you really need to do to be successful in certain things.
How else do people even hear?
You know, what am I going to put a fucking flyer out in the newspaper? You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't, there's no other choice.
I have no idea.
But let's get back onto this record.
Let's do it.
For a minute. So the original cover was you with the leather jacket. It says Babes on the back, spray painted, right?
Yeah.
So what's up with the new cover? I dig it. I think it's fucking awesome. Here's Thomas right here in the driver's seat, and you know. So what's going on here?
So it's the same photographer. My friend Miles Santo. He took the original one too. Just we used to live together like right after I got sober, and we just had like a seamless. And I think that's the one. Did I spray paint? That's the first one, I think. Yeah. We were just like out in our carport doing that, and then when it came time, I was like, hey, I need the raw files for the vinyl. Like, do you have the high def photo
to blow it up?
For because they require a certain resolution. I don't know anything about that bullshit, but like but he was like, yeah, I've got them somewhere, but like, why don't we just shoot another cover? And I was like, okay, cool. And I needed one for the poetry book too, which you might never see, but we were like driving around. I'm
gonna offer you like $1,000 for one of those.
Actually, I just sold that car, but it's a 72 Lincoln Continental. It's fucking awesome.
Dope car.
But it's just like so big, so too big to have in Los Angeles.
Right.
And we were driving around, and it was kind of not really, it was like, it just didn't feel cool to me. Like, it was all this kind of like me sitting on the front hood on like a cool car in like an alley. And I'm like, oh my God, this is so embarrassing. And we were standing there, and I was just feeling like, dude, this is not happening. I do not want this to be the cover of this record. And this person walks by and is like, hey boys. And we're just like, what's up? And they're like, what y'all doing? And the photographer was like, we're doing a album shoot. And she was like, do you want to come? And she was like, yeah, let's do it. And just, this amazing person named Coco Lanes, who you see in the front there. And she's like so awesome. And she's like took a bunch of photos with us. And then we kind of, I don't even know if we traded social medias or whatever. And she was just like, she made the photo. Like, these were the ones that came back. I was like, oh, that's got to be the one. I never really like to be on be in my things anyways, even though I'm on both the covers of my albums, but I never really
facing the other way.
Yeah, exactly. and I don't I Miles is the same guy who did, I don't know if you've seen the video for that song Rough Sweat that's on this record.
Favorite video of all time, dude.
Right. So that photographer, it's cool, right? So that photographer cool. is the same guy who made that music.
Okay. And that's such a cool video.
I know, it's so cool, man. I have to do
cinematic.
I have to do another one with him. That was such a cool team. Everybody, John Orphan, the DP, he's like fucking awesome. It was just like a bunch of, and we did it for like nothing. It was just like people. He was like, John Orphan was like doing like a Katy Perry video, and he's like, yo, don't tell anybody, but I probably shouldn't be blowing up the spot. He's like, I got this gear that I rented. Like, we can just use it. Like, you want to do a drone shot? I was like, fuck yeah, let's do it. Yeah. So he like droned out, it's like pretty cool. But
that had like actors in it. Like, so
that was the thing. I was supposed to be in. Yeah, it was this girl, Kariba Hine, and she's fucking amazing. She was in some like mermaid show, like kids show.
Yes.
And so she's like, I got so much hate mail on the internet from people like, you ruined Kariba. Like, she used to be this sweet girl, and now you got her like smoking cigarettes. I'm like, I don't really even know. But and then Max, and then Max is he's like a legit, like a actual real actor as well. And I was supposed to play that part. And I was like, I don't want to do it. And then I got really lucky because the Heavy ended up getting our tour extended. So I was like, I'm out of town. You guys got to figure it out. And the team just like did it, while I was gone, and it looked so fucking good. But
it's so good, man.
Yeah, they did a good job.
So yeah, fucking dope cover, man. It's so cool. And that's cool that it like came together, like without even planning it. Just like life, right?
Yeah, exactly. It always works that way. The second you're just like, I don't know what we're doing. Like, happens,
Here's the back, which I love fonts. Like I have like a font fetish, so I really dig this.
We went through. So I mean, you have no idea how much. I'm such a font. Like fonts, like the wrong
fonts are important.
The wrong font makes me like physically ill.
Yes.
So we went through so many. Mia, the woman who she does that. She always does like flyers for me. She helped me with the book, all this stuff. She's like a graphic designer, layout, and she's been with me for a few years now, and she just does everything, and like she's so fun to work with. And
no, it's fucking awesome. I just love the whole look of it. Now there's two different variants. There's the regular black, and then of course I got the.
Oh, did you get the gold splatter one?
I got the splatter one. Yeah. So
I haven't even seen that.
Look at how beautiful this is, man.
That's crazy.
Let me get that light out of there. There we go.
Yeah. I need one of those.
You do. You do. You need one of these. And anyone out there listening or watching.
How does it sound?
Dude, it sounds so good.
That's awesome. That's the other thing about Zachariah. He's like he's an absolute audiophile. He has all those like crazy he has like different needles that he uses for different vinyl, and it's got whatever, fucking 180 gram, whatever the fuck shit is. But
that's amazing, man, because I'm like that in a way too. So I don't like MP3s personally.
Right.
I mean, yes, they're great and they're convenient, and it's great for the car. You're not gonna have a record playing in your car.
Yeah.
But there's nothing like the sound of a vinyl if it's done right.
Yeah.
There's been many vinyl that I bought. Like I love the album, and I buy it, and it's just like the MP3 version thrown onto a record and packaged.
No, you have to get it mastered for vinyl. And
and this is perfectly mastered, and it's 6 tracks. I mean, they're long tracks, so it feels like a full album. But three songs on each side. From what I understand, the less songs you have on the side of a record, the better they sound.
Right, exactly. Yeah,
there's like more room for it to breathe. So it's perfect, man. It's absolutely perfect.
Thank you, man. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing it.
If anybody wants to pick this up, there's a few left, I believe. On your Bandcamp, if you go to White China Gold on Instagram, the link's right there because it's a long link. So for me to say it,
I'll put it back on my bio. I put this on the bio for now, but I'll put that back on there. So.
No, that is on your bio.
I just right before this put this link that we're on right now.
Oh,
the live link. Yeah. So I'll change it back afterwards.
That's awesome, man. Thank you. I thought I saw some like t-shirts. Did you make t-shirts? Are they available?
Oh yeah, I can do that. I just make them. I have the screen at my house, the poetry time.
Oh, you make them? Yeah, those are cool.
Yeah, if anybody wants one, just hit me up. I'll make you one. I'll just print. I have a couple different colors. It's pretty fun.
I would love one.
The screen print. Yeah, I'll make you one. Yeah.
I would love that. Yeah. Sounds great. I think I got through everything here, and we're at an hour, which is my usual time. But if you're down to play a song or
I can do whatever.
Whatever you want to do.
Maybe I'll read a little piece, and then I'll play a little song, and then we'll wrap it up.
Absolutely, man.
I picked this one. This is something I wrote recently.
Sweet.
This one is called. Oh wait! I should do the whole thing. Oh, hello. Welcome back to Poetry Time with your host Thomas Hunter. That's me.
I watch all of them. Yep.
Nice. I haven't done it in a while. I've been done with that batch of stuff. So this is called Saint Agnes of Rome and Saint Thomas have rough sex inside my belly.
Oh, awesome.
Thanks. Hope you like it. You were sweating beneath me, the bed swinging tectonic below. Knife-skinned mattress, pinned buttons, 100 eyes all watching us. Everywhere we go, the glass breaks. So we ended up in the back room, dark as the pages of a closed Bible, on the grumble bed, or whatever you call those little beds that roll out from under another one. Russian nesting beds from dorm rooms in grandma's houses. Woodpeckering the wall with plywood beak on hellish plastic wheels, thinly draped foot bones shaking the end table, kicking demons like dandelion brains. The dog whining at the door, she probably thought I was killing you, the way you made those noises, the little noises you have to make to come. I hoped, like the dog, that I wasn't killing you. It would be impossible to explain. You asked me if I felt powerful being so deep inside you, in that tight pussy. Couldn't believe the gushing and the dripping and the puddles settling in the valleys. I said I felt like a god. You pushed your ass back hard in the dark. I could see you better with my eyes closed, throat haunted with past lives, and said I was a god. I was your god, and this was all a prayer. Amen. Earlier you said you were floating up, up, up out of your body, couldn't bear the thought of your own bones or mappy veins. So we slipped in the sheets, and I held you together with my arms. A heavy and molten sleep crept over us, starting with our sink-drained, tangled legs. When we woke, you were smiling with your eyes still closed, no longer afraid of becoming the blinking eye of an exploding star way up there. But I was freaking the fuck out, not sure why. Sometimes sleeping in the middle of the day makes my heart a speed bump on a busy street, like knuckles pounding a cemetery headstone. I guess I figured I should be doing something else, trying to beat time's ass or make a couple bucks. I thought about the girl I knew who tried to hang herself by tying a vacuum cord around her neck and throwing it over the balcony. But she didn't die, and she was retarded after that. Spoke like a little sandcastling child, couldn't say her R's. Cow, bear, twipping, withouded, the R's sucked away by Hoover and bad choices. The night jasmine chokes me out this time of year, cruel wafting dominatrix. I'm waiting for the sunset-fleshed melons to come back in season, and the trucks from Yuma. My dad got his toe bit off by a dead barracuda that slid across the dock on the chromy phlegm of his brain-bashed skin. Sitting by the pool on his birthday, drinking a peach margarita, he told me to stop thinking so much. The phone signal stuttered like it tried to hang itself on a vacuum. He pretends like he's the one who came up with the concept of living in the moment. I believe him. Loneliness is a rapist that lets himself out before the birds spit the morning sun through the window. So you think it was the devil inside you. I take 2 laps around the house at night, making sure all the candles are blown out because I am in love and I finally don't want to die.
Dude, I don't know if you usually get an applause afterwards. And I know it's weird, like an audience of one.
I love it.
But dude, they're like so vivid and so.
Thank you, man.
What's the word I'm looking for? It's just they're in your face. It's so good, man. I love it. I don't even know what to say. I love it.
I appreciate that, man. Yeah, I actually hadn't even. My girlfriend picked. I was like, "What should I read?" And she was like, "This one," and she gave it to me. And I was like,
good
"Why
choice.
haven't you?" I didn't even know what one it was, so I was reading it. I was like, "Oh, it's a little sexy for the daytime here," but.
Well, it's nighttime here.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, so perfect for your time.
Perfect.
I guess I could play you a little song.
I would love that, man. I would love that. I would love that so much. I can't even tell you.
Does this? Yeah. Let's do that. Making sure the clasp of your necklace isn't back. Bite my fingernails till the black paint cracks. Scan the cash machine, pin number 13. I was 29, bleeding all the time. 29 easy touch. 29, easy touch. I can feel my body floating just above. Wash the $5 bills with the easy off, and get $40 change from the donut shop. You can't pay someone to love you. You can't pay someone to love you. You can't pay someone to love you. So this will have to do. $29, easy touch. 29, easy touch. But I'd use anything to get me off. I was getting used to the frozen cuffs. There's no vein in her route, so I called the hunt. I'm a fucking loser, it's all I'll ever be. No one is anything but after me. I think it's time. You can't pay someone to love you. You can't pay someone to love you. You can't pay someone to love you. So this will have to do. This will 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 do. .29 gauge, easy touch.
Dude, this is what it's all about, man. That's what it's all about right there. That's incredible. That's that's so beautiful.
Thank you, brother.
The arrangement of that song is fucking beautiful. That's awesome, man.
Thank you, man. I really appreciate that.
Yeah,
super fun.
I appreciate you doing that. Thank you so much, man.
Of course.
And thank you so much for being here, dude.
Anytime.
This was so much fun,
man. So much fun. Yeah, it was so good to talk to you.
Absolutely, same here. I'm gonna end the stream, but don't go anywhere.
Cool. All right. Cool.
All right. So, Thomas, thank you so much, man.
Later, everybody.
Peace.